Tower Defense Simulator released a new update, giving us consumables. This one update broke the game, giving us ice bomb, flags that buff your towers, and even a pay-to-win nuke that destroys anything on the map. This update unlocked new possibilities. Over a year ago, Tower Defense Simulator released Badlands 2. This game mode is very challenging, but players still found ways to trio it and even duo this game mode. But all this time, not a single person had ever soloed it. The final wave was just too hard, so this challenge was forgotten. Until now. I was on a quest to beat Badlands 2, but even if I had the flags and the nuke, I knew it was still going to be very hard. But I knew I could do it. My first task was to get the flags. This first step was not very hard at all, but what was hard was to get a nuke. This item was basically locked behind a paywall, as the normal crate had a 0.31% chance of getting, so I did the only thing I knew to do, gamble, and I got the nuke on my first crate. Sweet. Now to just beat the game mode. Easy, right? Game 1, my loadout was Golden Cowboy, Golden Minigunner, Commander, Mortar, and Accelerator. My strategy was to spam one of the new consumables, the cash drop, which gave you 1,500 cash, which will help a lot in the early waves. As I first started, my main goal was to spam level 2 Golden Cowboys, which will not only give me money, but is also great for defense. I passed wave by wave, and I used almost all my cash drops. And finally, I got down my first Accelerator and Commander. By wave 16, I had most of my Cowboys level 3. Now for the first main challenge, wave 18. The entire wave went very bad, and I panicked at the end of wave 18 and placed one of my 3 precious cooldown flags. The next difficult wave was wave 21, where I placed a damage flag and passed the wave. Slowly, I upgraded my defense, but mostly focused on my Gold Cowboy, as I thought it would pay off later in the game. By wave 30, I had 3 Commanders, 8 Accelerator, and a bunch of level 4 Cowboy. I was ready for the tank. I used one more cooldown flag, and one more damage flag, and cruised past wave 30. After this wave, my plan was to place Mortar to take down some of the hardest waves, 32 and 35, which was filled with breakers, and my defense could get overwhelmed quickly. Sadly, a tank slipped through my defense, and I lost. The next game, I changed things up. This time, I bring more DPS, as that was what I thought I was lacking in the last game. This time, switching out Mortar for Ranger and Minigunner for Pursuit, and bringing flashbangs to stop the tank. All went well through the early waves, and I used a flashbang on wave 30, but with the lack of DPS on wave 22, I lost. 20 minutes later, I set up the same defense, this time switching out the area flag for damage flag. Wave 31 went by, and I beat the hardest wave so far, wave 32. After this round, I prepared for wave 35 with Pursuit, which would not get stunned unlike my main TPS, Accelerator. Sadly, I was overwhelmed and died. But it was not over. Not even close, because the next game, I got to the final wave and knew what to do. I had to use my only precious nuke, the Gunslinger, slowly creeping down my path, just like his health. But I knew this was not going to be easy. There was a lot of RNG. His health crept lower and lower. But I died. That was my only nuke, and I didn't have any Robux. And to make it even worse, Tower Defense Simulator released an update making the Commander just worse, making it even harder than before. So I uninstalled Roblox and never played it again. Just kidding, I bought Robux and started gambling. And it happened not once but twice. Now I have 2 nukes. I now had 2 chances to get the win, but is it even possible now that the Commander is so bad? I was determined to find out. After 2 small test games, I was ready to take down the boss. Wave 30 passed. Wave 35 passed. Wave 39 passed. Now just the gunslinger. I had the best loadout possible for this game mode, but I couldn't do it. Was it because of the commander's rebalance? Or the RNG? Or just my skill? All I knew is that I had one more shot. But I kept losing over and over and over on the hardest waves. If I didn't play perfect, I would lose. But after hours of attempts, this happened. I beat wave 30 and 32. Somehow, I kept going. I never died, but I still had wave 35. This wave I nearly died on, but I was determined to beat this game mode and be crowned one of the first people to ever solo Badlands. Wave 40 came, and I was ready. I waited for all the enemies to come out to get the most out of my nuke. I used it, and now it was just me and the gunslinger. I thought it was over, but then a miracle happened. The gunslinger used his ability. This was my moment. 10,000 health. 5,000 health. He was almost down. I could barely see him as he was at my base. Then the bar hit 0. I did it. I couldn't believe it. Had finally done it. I became one of the first people to beat Badlands 2. This was a very fun challenge. I hope you liked the video. Please like and subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. But anyways, thank you for watching and goodbye.